Hello, everyone. This is Kripa Anand, and welcome to the Canadian SME Small Business Podcast. Today, we are going to explore how specialized banking solutions are evolving to support the professionals who serve as the backbone of our economy accountants. Especially during tax season, the ripple effect of a thriving accounting practice extends far beyond the ledger, strengthening neighborhoods and contributing to the economic resilience of communities across Canada. Joining us today is Pouya Zangeneh, the Senior Vice President of Business Banking at Scotiabank. Pouya brings a wealth of strategic expertise with a background spanning enterprise strategy and global wealth management at Scotiabank, as well as several years at Bain and Company focused on growth strategies. With an MBA from the University of Michigan and a master's in mechanical engineering, Pouya bridges technical precision with financial vision to help business owners thrive. So, before further ado, let's welcome the special guest. Pouya, welcome to the podcast. Such a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you for having me, and thanks for the introduction.
Now, Pouya, I'm very excited for this conversation. Scotiabank recently announced a specialized program tailored specifically for CPAs and practice owners, right? The first of its kind at the bank. So let's start by understanding from your perspective what makes Scotiabank's new accountant program unique for modern practices.
That's right. So, thank you for the question. So, what makes this very unique is that for the first time, we have a bundle in the market that is designed based on the accountant and CPA's needs. So, when we did the client research, we realized there's no really purpose built solutions for the accountants. So, instead of trying to retrofit a generic solution, we looked at what are the needs, we did a lot of research, and we put a bundle together to meet those needs for the clients in terms of solutions. Plus, pair that with a specialized specialist who understands how the accountants work, how the portfolio works, the seasonality to go beyond the day-to-day banking and give them advice and support as they growing their practice and through their business journey.
It's a significant move to see a major bank recognize that accountants have very specific cycles and, needs that require more than a one size fits all approach. Thank you so much for that, Poya. Now, let's focus on the practical day to day banking advantages that matter most, specifically during tax season. So, how does the program help accountants manage heavy tax season workloads?
Yeah. So, during the tax season, every minute matters for the accountant.
Yeah.
So, our focus mainly was how do we remove any friction? That means streamlining cash management, payment, transactions through solutions like remote check processing, bulk EFTs, payrolls. At the end, the task was pretty simple. How do we make sure the accountants spend less time on admin work and more time with their clients? Joint with that, we made sure that we have a line of credit so the accountants can manage their cash flow through the peak season so they can focus on growing their business.
Very interesting. I think reducing overhead and simplifying day to day financial management, it definitely allows these professionals to reclaim their most valuable asset, and that is their time. Now, Poya, let's explore how dedicated banking specialists turn financial services into real partnerships. So, what specialized support do program advisors offer, beyond the general banking advice that there is?
That's a great question. So, look, in our experience, a specialization really works. And when you have a banking advisor who knows how accounting practices work, how do they grow, you can go beyond the day-to-day banking solutions, and you can think about how do you support the accountants on growth plans? How do you support through things like partner capital restructures, even acquisition financing. So basically, you have advisor side by side of the practice owner to think beyond the next 6 and 12 months and thinking 5 to 10 years down the road and be a partner for the business owner and the accountant to grow and see their vision through through the years.
Very well articulated. Poya, having an advisor who speaks the language of accounting, it ensures that the financial advice is perfectly aligned with the growth goals of the practice. On that note, before we go any further into the conversation, here's a special message to all of our listeners, especially to all the accountants and business owners watching. In 2026, your bank should be more than just a place to hold your capital. It should be an accelerator for your practice. If you are still navigating tax season with generic tools, you are leaving efficiency on the table, whether it's growth financing or reducing your operational overhead. Don't just work harder this season. Work smarter by leveraging a team that understands your unique why. Now, coming back to you, Poyam, let's look at how refreshed business rewards support the everyday costs of running a practice. So, I'm sure this is going to excite a lot of our listeners. How does the new cashback card enhance the accountant banking program?
So that's a fantastic question, and very well said, by the way, around the role of banking advisor in the accountant life. But
Mhm.
I'm very proud of the portfolio products that we have in terms of cards and credit cards for the accountants. We have very premium travel reward cards, so
Okay.
which for the clients who wants to focus on that, we have that available. At the same time, you mentioned we just refreshed our cashback, which basically gives new accelerated categories like if you pay for gas, you get 3x points. If you,
Wow.
for recurring bill payments, so it gives you more bang for the buck. It gives you more flexibility on redemption, so you don't have to wait until you redeem. You can basically redeem anytime you want. And to reduce the barrier to entry, we also waive the first year fee so that there are like more of our partners and clients that can use this value proposition.
Wow, I think being able to redeem these rewards as soon as you hit 25 Taurus, rather than, waiting until November, it provides a level of liquidity that, specifically small businesses, truly value. Now, let's discuss how efficient business banking, creates lasting impact beyond the enterprise itself. Poya, how do specialized banking solutions impact Canadian communities?
That's right. As I said, we strongly believe a specialization matter in banking. So
Yeah.
while we have great business advisors that are specialized in growing your business, we think when it comes to segments like accountants, lawyers, healthcare, and agriculture, you really need to know the segment to be able to help your clients in that segment. And when it comes to accountant, when I think about it, is us supporting a segment that gives advice to the broader small business segment. So
Mhm.
help the the accountants, and they help the clients, which are usually a small and medium enterprises. So in a way, you get the leverage and the ripple effect. And by supporting accountants, we support the small businesses, which basically are, as you said, backbone of our economy. So it has a broader mandate beyond just the segment itself.
Definitely. It's very inspiring to remember that when a local accountant or business owner thrives, they create the jobs and stability that, help entire communities move forward. I'm loving this conversation, Poya, and definitely we'd love for you to be back, hopefully for an in-person episode the next that we do. But for now, before we let you go, if there's one final piece of advice that you have for accountants scaling under tax season pressure, what is the one thing you'd like to tell them and why?
First, maybe my single message is we are here to support you. Don't feel you have to do it yourself. As you think about your business, think about all of the advisors you need around you and to support the growing your business from banking to operation to financing. So uh, reach out, use the tools and support that is available to you. And we make sure we are here for you to uh, uh, serve you and help you grow your businesses.
Great reminder to lean on specialized advice so you can focus on what you do the best. Thank you so much for joining us, Poya. It was such a pleasure
Right.
to have you on the show.
Thank you.
All right, that was Pouya Zangeneh from Scotiabank. a vital look at how specialized banking designed for the people behind the numbers is strengthening the economic resilience of our communities. To all the listeners, thank you so much for tuning in to the Canadian SME Small Business Podcast. Be sure to subscribe and visit CanadianSME.ca for more resources. And lastly, a very special thank you to our podcast partners, UPS and ADP, our HR partner, for their ongoing commitment to empowering SMBs across Canada. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Kripa Anand signing off.